Welcome to Hypnosis and You, a perfect partnership. I'm George Bien. That previous theme may seem a bit far-fetched to most of us. However, even to this day, hypnosis is still clouded by myth and misunderstanding. Hypnosis has been featured dramatically in stage shows, novels, and certainly on the big screen, the movies. Have you ever seen that 1919 German horror classic, The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, where a doctor hypnotizes a man into becoming his zombie-like slave? And of course, we have the old Bela Lugosi vampire films of the 1930s and 40s, where Lugosi simply fixates his red-eyed gaze on a victim, who then becomes a slave to the commands of Count Dracula. Now, drama certainly makes for exciting stage shows, novels, and movies. After all, they sensationalize and stir up our emotions. Many of us have experienced a sleepless night after reading a Stephen King novel. And we read these novels and watch these movies expecting them to engage us, and at times, even terrify us. But what about books we trust to give us correct information? Well, let's take a look at one of them. Webster's New Universal Unabridged Dictionary defines hypnosis as a sleep-like condition, psychically induced, usually by another person, in which the subject loses consciousness, but responds with certain limitations to the suggestions of the hypnotist. Let's take a closer look at that definition. A sleep-like condition. Now, this sounds like it's a disease of some kind. I don't know about you, but I certainly wouldn't want to be afflicted with a condition. Psychically induced, usually by another person. I guess they mean that this person psychs you out. He or she must have some special power that could put me under their control. The subject loses consciousness. I guess they mean that the person gets knocked out, but responds with certain limitations. Huh? Now that's a contradiction. If someone is unconscious, how is it that they are responding? And if they're responding with certain limitations, just how effective could this process really be? Yes, even books that we trust and rely on are still filled with misinformation about hypnosis. Fortunately, the extraordinary effectiveness of hypnosis has been demonstrated in virtually every arena: medicine, dentistry, law enforcement, sports, business, education, music, and so much more. And its worldwide usage is growing exponentially. So let's first take a brief look at some of the origins of hypnosis. Now, to do this, we have to travel back in time to ancient Egypt. So let's begin our journey. The Ebers Papyrus is an ancient Egyptian document that describes techniques of healing, regarded by many researchers as early instances of hypnosis. Sleep temples under the direction of Imhotep, high priest of the sun god Ra, were hospitals of sorts in those days. The priests in these sleep temples used hypnotic-like procedures when they gave curative suggestions to sufferers who came in and sought their aid. Sleep temples continued to rise in Egypt, Greece, and Rome, and were among the original holistic healing centers where various healing techniques, including hypnosis, were utilized. Now, we could spend hours discussing the civilizations and cultures that utilized hypnotic-like techniques. But let's now take a quick jump forward to the 18th century. I'm sure you've heard of mesmerism. Well, the word had its origins with Franz Anton Mesmer, an Austrian physician who lived from 1734 to 1815. And he's acknowledged by many as the father of modern hypnosis. His theory, called animal magnetism, was based upon the idea that there existed magnetic fluids in nature, which could be used to rid the body and mind of many diseases. Mesmer developed trance-like techniques of touching, stroking, hypnotic stares, and waving of magnetic wands to remedy cosmic fluid imbalance in his patients. Well, Mesmer was curing people left and right, but he got a bit taken up with himself. So in 1784, King Louis XVI of France established a committee consisting of some of the most famous doctors and naturalists of the age in order to investigate Mesmer's mysterious animal magnetism. The committee's members included Anton Lavoisier and Benjamin Franklin. The report of the commission concluded that Mesmer's magnetic rays didn't exist, and any benefits from such treatment came from autosuggestion. Autosuggestion. Sure sounds like hypnosis. The term hypnotism was actually coined in 1843 by Scottish surgeon James Braid, named after the Greek god of sleep, Hypnos. Braid thought of hypnotism as producing a nervous sleep which differed from ordinary sleep. Now, Braid eventually realized that the hypnotic subject is never really asleep, so he changed the word to monoideism, meaning one thought or idea. Well, the new term never made the top 10 list. And the word hypnotism, a misnomer, continues to this day. In 1834, Dr. John Elliotson, an English surgeon, reported numerous painless surgical operations that had been performed using mesmerism. Influenced by Elliotson, Dr. James Esdale performed 345 major operations using hypnotic-like techniques as the sole anesthesia in British India. In World War I, World War II, and the Korean War, the use of hypnosis in the treatment of neurosis was widespread, especially in the treatment of post-traumatic stress disorder. There are many definitions of hypnosis, so let's examine a few of them. Psychiatrists Dr. Herbert and David Spiegel put it this way: hypnosis is essentially a psychophysiological state of aroused attentive receptive focal concentration with a corresponding diminution in peripheral awareness. Now, what this simply means is that hypnosis is a mind-body state in which one is fully aware and concentrating, and during which the person has less concern about the unimportant things around them, the periphery. Dr. Herbert Spiegel is also quoted as saying, "Hypnosis is not sleep. Whatever sleep is, hypnosis is not." To put it succinctly, hypnosis is an altered state of attention which approaches peak concentration capacity. Now that sure sounds like something everyone can use. Hypnosis pioneer Dr. Milton H. Erickson defined hypnosis as a state of intensified attention and receptiveness, and an increased responsiveness to an idea or a set of ideas. Gosh, this is starting to sound better and better. Hypnosis has formed a perfect partnership with medicine, and in modern medicine and dentistry, it is on the rise. It's now perceived as a treatment with the capacity to support a wide range of physical, emotional, and psychological concerns in a healthcare setting. On April 23, 1955, the British Medical Association approved the use of hypnosis in the areas of psychoneurosis and hypnoanesthesia in pain management, in childbirth, and in surgery. The BMA also advised all physicians and medical students to receive training in hypnosis. In 1958, the American Medical Association approved the medical uses of hypnosis. And in 1961, the American Psychiatric Association indicated that hypnosis has definite application in the various fields of medicine. According to a Mayo Clinic health letter, hypnosis has been shown to help relieve severe acute pain associated with childbirth, burns, surgical procedures, and dental care. It can be especially helpful for people who can't take pain medications or for whom medications aren't effective. Hypnosis could also be a component of therapy for other wide range of medical conditions, including reducing anxiety before surgery, symptoms of skin inflammation, asthma symptoms, as well as to aid in smoking cessation. More and more studies are showing that hypnotherapy has the potential to help relieve the symptoms of a wide variety of diseases and conditions, and can be used independently or along with other treatments. An independent panel convened by the National Institutes of Health concurred with the Mayo Clinic findings and approved hypnosis for treating chronic pain. Studies have shown that hypnotherapy has been effectively used to change negative behaviors such as smoking, bedwetting, and overeating, to reduce or eliminate fears, stress, and anxiety, to control pain during dental and surgical procedures, to relieve symptoms associated with irritable bowel syndrome, to lower blood pressure, to control nausea and vomiting caused by chemotherapy, to reduce the intensity or frequency of headaches, including migraines, to treat and ease the symptoms of asthma, to hasten the healing of some skin diseases, including warts, psoriasis, and dermatitis. According to Dr. Elvira Lang, MD, Associate Professor of Radiology at Harvard Medical School, patients taught hypnotic relaxation techniques before surgery required less medication during their procedures. Hypnosis as anesthesia for childbirth has a long, successful history supported by numerous studies. A large trial compared self-hypnosis with a control group to study the effects of hypnosis on labor. The hypnosis group reported less discomfort and shortened labor. Now, this is powerful stuff. The partnership of hypnosis and medicine continues to grow daily. One of the closest partnerships with hypnosis has been in the area of sports. Someone in virtually every sport has used hypnosis at some time in their lives to enhance their skill. Boxing great Ingemar Johansson used hypnosis to instill an unbeatable instinct that helped him take the heavyweight boxing title from Floyd Patterson in 1959. Ken Norton is best known for breaking Muhammad Ali's jaw as a 7-1 underdog in a stunning upset on March 31st, 1973. Norton used hypnosis training before his famous victory over Ali. Kevin McBride, the celebrated Irish heavyweight boxing champion, would summon his hypnotist before every game to get into the right frame of mind. Now, here's something worth noting. Many people do not know that boxing legend Mike Tyson was programmed by a hypnotist before every fight. That's right, when Tyson knocked out Michael Spinks in 97 seconds of the first round on June 27, 1988, it was a devastating exhibition of power. The world wondered if they were looking at someone who could possibly be the best heavyweight champion of all time. Tyson was unstoppable. That is, until February 11, 1990 in Tokyo, Japan. Tyson was a 42-1 favorite to win the fight with Buster Douglas. But this was the first time Tyson didn't call in his hypnotist. Result? He was knocked out by Douglas in the 10th round. Coincidence? I wonder. National Basketball Association head coach Phil Jackson insists that the Chicago Bulls practice daily self-hypnosis when he coached Michael Jordan and the Bulls to their 6 NBA championships. Later, after coaching the Los Angeles Lakers to win in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals in 2002, Jackson credited his morning practice of self-hypnosis, meditation, and visualization with giving the Lakers the belief that they could win. Many great baseball stars used hypnosis to enhance their performances, including home run champ Mark McGwire, who hit 70 home runs in a single season. George Brett, who actually had a statue erected to him. And American League All-Star Damian Easley. The entire 1983 Chicago White Sox team used hypnosis to help win their division and reach the playoffs that year. But perhaps one of the most famous examples of hypnosis in sports is the story of Baseball Hall of Famer Rod Carew. Carew suffered from an injury which threatened his career. This injury also created a bad case of self-doubt. After working with a hypnotist, Carew came back to play the best season of his entire career and went on to win the Most Valuable Player award. An article from the February 2002 issue of the Wall Street Journal quotes bronze medal Olympic champion Adam Malish use of hypnosis for a ski jump victory. And before ascending the ramp and lurching down that icy side in the 90-meter event, he descended an imaginary staircase, 20 slow, deep steps into a trance. Famous tennis star Jimmy Connors used hypnosis in winning the U.S. Open Championship. Legendary golfer Jack Nicklaus claims that his success is entirely due to practicing concentration and visualization, a form of hypnosis. Champion golfer Tiger Woods uses hypnosis to block out distractions and focus on a golf course. Now, hypnosis has been used in the world of bodybuilding for many years. Two of the best-known champions who had a personal hypnotist are former Mr. Olympia Lee Haney, considered one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, and the former Mr. Universe Tom Platz, whose leg development was peerless in his day and has not yet been surpassed. Tom had a personal hypnotist for many years, and Tom was quoted as saying, "The mind is the master potentiator in bodybuilding." I'll just add the following to that, and in everything else. The list of people using hypnosis for sports enhancement goes on and on. More and more businesses are partnering with hypnosis. Advertisers use focus groups to find out what makes you buy something. They then use this vital information to get you to buy. The December 9th, 2001 issue of the New York Times Magazine section ran the following article. Focus Groups Hypnosis, one of the 80 ideas that shook the world in 2001. That's right. Companies are using hypnosis with focus groups to find customers' true emotional ties to products. The February 17, 2001 issue of Retail Therapy New Scientist magazine reported, the possibility of direct access to past experiences is tantalizing for advertisers. Want to know how people felt about their first bite of a certain chocolate bar? Want to create an ad that taps into the nostalgia of a particular brand of bicycle? Hypnosis is the answer. A December 1999 issue of American Demographics magazine stated that a New York ad agency hired a hypnotist to conduct hypnotized focus groups to assess 2 new Dewar's Scotch whiskey campaigns. The January 15, 1998 issue of the Los Angeles Times cited that an ad agency decided to try hypnosis in search of honest answers from consumers. Well, following which, the account director stated that the effect of hypnosis on focus group participants was, now listen to this, like a shot of sodium pentothal. That's right, the truth serum. Numerous corporate executives and CEOs use hypnosis for better concentration and focus, a better memory, more confidence, and creativity. And they take hypnosis power naps to recharge themselves. Whether it's for motivation, customer relations, or simply more profits, businesses are finding viable solutions using hypnosis. Let's now turn to another group of people who are using hypnosis to change their lives, the movie stars. A list of all the stars who have benefited from hypnosis and hypnotherapy, which include much of who's who in Hollywood. Orlando Bloom was so hooked on chocolate as a child that his mother called in a hypnotist to help him deal with that problem. While he was filming the movie Waterworld, Kevin Costner flew his personal hypnotist to Hawaii to help cure his seasickness. Many stars use hypnosis to beat their smoking habit, just some of whom include Matt Damon, Drew Barrymore, Ellen DeGeneres, Ashton Kutcher, and Charlize Theron. Aaron Eckhart has credited hypnosis with changing his life forever after using it to give up smoking and alcohol. Sylvester Stallone said that hypnosis helped him write the script for the movie Rocky. And during the shooting of the film, he listened to hypnosis tapes to boost his confidence for the role. Dolly Parton also used hypnosis. So did Lily Tomlin. And here's something that many people don't know. Jackie Kennedy Onassis used hypnotherapy to relive and let go of tragic events in her life. The use of hypnosis to enhance their lives has become part of a regimen for many celebrities, and the list is continuously growing. I mentioned some definitions of hypnosis in the beginning of this program. Here are a few others. Hypnosis master innovator Gil Boyne defines hypnosis as an emotionalized desire to satisfy the suggested behavior. So it's not just about wanting to do something, it's about really feeling like doing it. Wouldn't it be great if you really felt like finishing that boring report that's been sitting on your desk for the past week? Wouldn't it be wonderful if you followed through on that new health regimen without fail? Wouldn't it be fantastic if you could consistently exude confidence, charm, and charisma? And be able to do all this and much more just because they're simply an extension of who you are? With hypnosis, you can. Now here's a definition of hypnosis from yours truly. Hypnosis is an escape mechanism caused by focus or distraction, interest or boredom, joy or sadness. It is this escape into inner self that creates power or debility. Now that just about covers everything in life, doesn't it? You see, all of us have been hypnotized and continue to be hypnotized even before birth. Yes, a child in the womb is influenced by a mother's thoughts and her feelings. And in the course of our lives, we all go through periods of focus, distraction, interest, boredom, joy, and sadness. So we are constantly hypnotized each and every day. And we often relish opportunities to escape, even momentarily, from the overload of these ongoing stimuli that have shaped our beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors, which also is a form of hypnosis. So what a professional hypnotherapist does is help uncover the roots of any negative core beliefs and attitudes, then helps release this debilitating programming. The hypnotherapist then restructures better beliefs and attitudes so a person can enjoy a richer and much more fulfilling life. Now, you might ask, how can a simple series of hypnosis sessions help change years of negative programming? Well, as I already said, we are being hypnotized each and every day. And as human beings, we are capable of what psychologists call one-trial learning. A negative example of this would be a person who can't swim and as a joke is suddenly pushed into a pool. The emotions associated with this experience would probably be so strong at that moment that this person could now be terrified at just the thought of swimming, even in shallow water. This can sometimes last a complete lifetime. Yes, this too is a form of hypnosis. Which brings me to another definition, and actually a very important statement. When thinking moves towards feeling, hypnosis is sure to follow. You see, in hypnosis, we're dealing with the emotional mind, the seat of the emotions. So whenever you're feeling happy, sad, frightened, excited, ecstatic, even bored, you are opening your subconscious mind. And anything that's associated with your experience at that moment often bypasses any logic and evaluation. In the hustle and bustle of our daily activities, this happens many, many times. Now, you might be wondering if you're a good candidate for professional hypnosis. Well, what some people don't realize is that the best candidates for hypnosis sessions are not the slow, weak-minded, and weak-willed individuals. The best hypnotic subjects are generally highly motivated, intelligent people. And this is because of their ability to focus, concentrate, and get involved. For change purposes, anyone with average intelligence can be hypnotized. You see, the skill of hypnosis is related to the human ability to imagine, which means to internally create sensations belonging to our sense modalities, the senses of sight, taste, smell, hearing, and kinesthetic sensations, including skin contact. If imagination is the ability to duplicate the outside world internally, to embellish it, change it, modify it, exaggerate it, improve it, then hypnosis is the ability to fully immerse oneself in this internal mental activity, to get totally heightened and to really get involved in sense modalities, to really see, hear, feel, taste, and smell, and to stimulate creativity and intuition. A perfect example of this was reported in Time magazine. At the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, California, on the night before the finals of women's gymnastics, Mary Lou Retton, then at the age of 16, lay in bed at the Olympic Village mentally rehearsing her performance ritual. With the encouragement from her coach, she had done the same rehearsal over hundreds of previous nights, visualizing herself performing all the routines perfectly, imagining in her mind each and every move down to the smallest minute detail, rehearsing them again and again. The result was historical. A perfect 10, a performance of perfection presented with complete poise and confidence, with added charm to boot. Mary Lou Retton became the first American woman to win the Olympic gold medal for all-around competition in gymnastics. You see, one of the major reasons for the effectiveness of hypnosis is that the mind doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. So the pictures one holds continuously about themselves in their mind become for them an expression of who they believe they actually are. Mary Lou's consistent ritual of imagining a perfect performance in every detail enabled her body to respond so perfectly. Now, does this mean that any of us can simply be hypnotized to get a perfect 10 at the next Olympic Games? Of course not. Mary Lou also adhered to a strict practice regimen. But that physical practice regimen alone might not have gotten her the gold. Hypnosis can help every one of us do what we already do, but do it so much more effectively. It can also increase our abilities to do things we don't already do, but would like to do. Now, some people are concerned about getting stuck in hypnosis. Well, there's never been a case in history that someone actually got stuck in hypnosis. It's a natural state of mind, so it's terminated naturally. If it's not by the hypnotist, you'll do it personally. You can also be rest assured that while in hypnosis, you will not reveal any deep, dark secrets or ever lose control. You're always in control. You can open your eyes, talk, stand up, walk around, or even stop the process if you choose to. The hypnotherapist cannot make you do anything against your will, your ethics, your morals, values, or beliefs. So now, what about the hypnosis shows where volunteers are made to do some pretty outrageous and humiliating things? Well, people volunteer for these shows, don't they? And they know that the shows are about one thing and one thing only, and that is to have fun. They expect to act silly and appear ridiculous, and sometimes it's even an opportunity for them to let out a suppressed wild side without actually taking any responsibility. Hey, it wasn't me. I was hypnotized. Now, people often ask, how deeply does someone have to go to get good results? Well, for some medical procedures, a deeper hypnotic state would at times be necessary. But for behavioral change, a light level of hypnosis is usually all that is needed. You see, rather than losing consciousness, you will find hypnosis to be a wonderful, relaxed state in which your senses actually operate in a heightened sense of awareness. If you've ever gotten involved in a daydream, absorbed in a book, involved in your work, a person, a hobby, an interesting lecture, television program, music, or religious ceremony, you've been spontaneously hypnotized and have an innate ability to respond favorably. So you'll be doing only what you have already been doing naturally. Only this time you'll be doing it in the hands of a professional to create your specific desired outcomes. Hypnosis has been used by some of the greatest figures in history. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Albert Einstein, Lord Alfred Tennyson, Sergei Rachmaninoff, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, Frederick Chopin, Thomas Edison, Nikola Tesla, Henry Ford, Aldous Huxley, Sir Winston Churchill, and others. Virtually every major magazine featured articles about the extraordinary benefits of hypnosis. Here are just a handful. Psychology Today magazine said hypnosis gives you more confidence. U.S. News and World Report noted hypnotherapy helps patients tap their body's own power to heal. The Wall Street Journal stated that numerous scientific studies have emerged in recent years showing that the hypnotized mind can exert a real powerful effect on the body. The Detroit Free Press said U.S. Olympic athletes use hypnosis to win. And Newsweek stated that the easiest way to break bad habits is through hypnosis. Hypnosis is perfectly safe. Psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud himself said, everything that has ever been said and written about the great dangers of hypnosis belongs to the realm of fable, meaning that it's not true. Freud also declared that if psychotherapy was to really be useful, it would have to be used along with hypnosis. Wouldn't it be wonderful if every time you performed a desired task, everything would come together precisely? Every movement, feeling, and expression was fluid, sure, and natural. And when you made a decision to lose weight or give up a bad habit, you would follow through faithfully. Each one of us possesses an ability to influence our health and control our physical body in ways that are nothing short of dazzling. And we can tap creative resources within us in ways that are mind-boggling. With hypnosis, you can harness the power of your subconscious mind to improve your career, increase earnings, stay motivated, help heal your body, attract wonderful and lasting relationships, and accomplish goals you previously only dreamed about. Hypnosis simply works. It changes lives. Just remember to always seek the services of a hypnotist professional certified by a bona fide, credible international certifying body, such as the International Association of Counselors and Therapists or the International Medical and Dental Hypnotherapy Association. This is George Bien. Thank you so much for spending this time with me.